Hey, Rise and Thrive Nation, welcome back. It's December, and as the year draws to a close, it's the perfect time for a special kind of reflection. We often think about New Year's resolutions, but what if we looked even further? What if we thought about the legacy we're building day by day, choice by choice? This isn't about grand, intimidating gestures. It's about understanding that the person you are becoming is a direct result of the small things you do every single day. So let's talk about how to align your daily actions with the grand vision you have for your life. First, let's define what we mean by legacy. A legacy isn't just something you leave behind when you're gone. It's the impact you're having right now. It's the story you're writing with your life, a story that influences your family, your friends, your community, and even yourself. Your legacy is the sum of your habits, your values, and your contributions. The question is, are you building it intentionally? Or are you letting it happen by default? December is our month for a legacy check-in. Time to pause, look at our daily routines and ask, is this action serving the person I want to become? Is this habit contributing to the story I want to tell? Let's get practical. How do we start aligning our daily actions with our long-term vision? It begins with clarity. You can't hit a target you can't see. So, take some time this week to get really clear on what your ideal legacy looks like. Grab a journal and write it down. Don't hold back. What kind of person do you want to be remembered as? A kind person? A creative force? A dedicated parent? An innovator in your field? Pillar of your community? Write down the qualities, the achievements, and the feelings you want to be associated with your name. This vision statement becomes your North Star. It's the filter through which you'll start examining your daily life. Once you have your North Star, the next step is a gentle, honest audit of your daily habits. Think about your typical day. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? You scroll through your phone? Or do you take a moment for gratitude or meditation? What do you consume? Are you feeding your mind with knowledge and inspiration, or just endless noise? How do you interact with others? Are you present and kind, or distracted and short-tempered? The goal here isn't to judge yourself harshly, it's simply to gather data. You're a detective investigating your own life, looking for clues that show where you are aligned with your legacy and where you've drifted off course. For example, let's say a core part of your legacy vision is to be a source of wisdom and support for your loved ones. Now look at your habits. If you find you're spending 3 hours every night mindlessly watching TV, instead of having a meaningful conversation with your partner or calling a friend who's struggling, there's a disconnect. That's a gap between your actions and your vision. And identifying that gap is the most powerful step you can take, because now you can do something about it. You can consciously decide to carve out just 30 minutes of that time for connection. It's not about perfection. It's about intention. This brings me to the magic of small steps. We often sabotage our own growth because we think we need to make massive, dramatic changes overnight. We decide we need to become a completely new person by January 1st. But that's not how lasting change works. Lasting impact is created by the small, consistent things you do over a long period. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, talks about how a 1% improvement every day leads to a massive transformation over a year. It's the same with building your legacy. Let's break it down. If your legacy is about being a lifelong learner, your small step might be reading 10 pages of a book every day. Not a whole book, just 10 pages. If your legacy is about health and vitality, your small step could be a 15-minute walk during your lunch break. If it's about creativity, maybe it's just sketching for 5 minutes a day. These actions seem insignificant in the moment. You won't feel like a genius after reading 10 pages. You won't feel like an athlete after one 15-minute walk. But compound those actions over weeks, months, and years, and you will fundamentally change who you are. The daily walk becomes a habit of physical fitness. The 10 pages a day become a library of knowledge in your mind. The 5 minutes of sketching reignites a creative fire. Each small step is a vote you cast for the person you want to become. So, how do we make these small steps stick? One of the best strategies is to tie your new habit to an existing one. This is called habit stacking. For instance, you could say, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write down one thing I'm grateful for. Or, after I brush my teeth at night, I will read for 10 minutes. By linking the new desired action to something you already do automatically, you make it so much easier to remember and execute. You're essentially building a bridge from your current self to your future self. Another key is to make it easy. We are wired to follow the path of least resistance, so set up your environment for success. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. If you want to eat healthier, have healthy snacks visible and accessible. If you want to practice an instrument, leave it out where you can see it. Reduce the friction between you and the habit you want to build. Conversely, if you want to break a habit that's not aligned with your legacy, like excessive screen time, increase the friction. Move the social media apps off your home screen. Put your phone in another room an hour before bed. Make the unhelpful choice harder to make. Now, let's talk about preparing for the new year with this newfound clarity. We're not just setting goals for 2026. We are aligning our intentions with our legacy. Instead of just saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, which is a goal, reframe it through the lens of your legacy. In 2026, I will cultivate habits of health and vitality so I can be an energetic and present parent and partner. See the difference? The first is just a number. The second is connected to your purpose. It's driven by a why. Your why is your fuel. Motivation wanes, and it will. Your why is what will keep you going. So, for 2026, I invite you to set legacy-aligned goals. For each area of your life, health, career, relationships, personal growth, ask yourself, what is one small, consistent action I can commit to that will build the legacy I envision? Write these down. Make them specific, measurable, and realistic. For example, I will dedicate 1 hour every Sunday to planning my week to be more intentional with my time. I will reach out to one friend or family member each week just to connect. These aren't just resolutions. They are commitments to your future self. They are the building blocks of your legacy. Remember, this process is an act of self-compassion. There will be days when you forget your walk, when you choose the junk food, when you snap at a loved one. That's okay. You are human. The goal is not perfection. The goal is awareness and course correction. When you slip up, don't spiral into shame. Just acknowledge it. Remind yourself of your North Star, your legacy vision, and gently guide yourself back on track with the next choice you make. Every single moment is a fresh start, a new opportunity to cast a vote for the person you are becoming. Think of it like sailing a ship across the ocean. Your legacy is your destination. Your daily actions are the rudder. Strong winds and currents will try to push you off course. That's inevitable. But as the captain of your ship, your job is to keep your eyes on the destination and make constant, small adjustments to the rudder to stay on course. This December check-in is your moment to look at the map, check your compass, and make sure your rudder is pointed in the right direction as you sail into the new year. So, your challenge this month, should you choose to accept it, is to perform your own legacy check-in. Define your North Star. Audit your habits without judgment. Identify 1 or 2 small legacy-aligned actions you can start implementing right now, and begin to craft your intentions for the new year. Not as a list of demands, but as a loving commitment to the incredible story you are here to write. You have the power to create a life of purpose and a legacy of impact. It all starts with the very next choice you make. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this inspires you to look at your daily life with fresh eyes and renewed intention. What's one small action you're going to take to align with your legacy? Share it in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to Rise and Thrive Nation for more soulful wisdom and tools for life mastery. Let's make the rest of this year and all of the next truly count. See you in the next video.